Hi guys, so today we are going to be looking at number 21. So there are a couple things that we need to do first when we're looking at number 21 is that this section right here, the little step, is actually going to be 1 unit tall instead of a half. And then this chimney looking thing on the right hand side of number 21 is also going to be moved out to be a full unit wide. Again, that's just so it's not sticking half in, half out of the part. So what we're going to do first is we're going to start with the 3D, and then from there we're going to go on with the 2Ds. So you should have your paper in front of you to follow along. This part is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double spaces wide, meaning it's going to be 14 units long. So I am going to start with a 14 unit long line, just kind of marking out where this part's going to be, and then we're going to start on the left hand side of the part. So that's going to be 3, 6, 9, 12 plus 2 is 14, and we're going to start right here. Okay, so this is going to be the very front of our part, right along here, and according to the print that we are looking at, we are going to be 2, 4, 6, 8 units long going left to right. So that's going to be 3, 6 plus 2 is 8. And we're actually going to connect that line. Okay. From there, we can actually add the little step on the side that we changed to be 1 unit tall. We can see that it's 2 units wide left to right, so we can add that as well. And it is also 2 units wide front to back. So it should be like a little square that is 1 unit tall. Okay. So from there, from this point right here in the middle, what we're going to do is we're going to continue to the right another 6 units, and that's going to reach the very right hand side of the part minus the chimney for what we're going to be drawing. Okay. So basically I'm just kind of building this up a line at a time and a feature at a time, and we're going to figure it out as we go. Okay. So now we are technically right here on the part. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to, and then we're going to add the chimney, which is going to be 1 unit out to the right, back another 2, and then technically we have to go in 1 to find this inside corner, so you're going to just make a dot. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to have to add the full height of the part in order to know where this chimney is going to stop. So looking at it, on the paper, we have 2, 4, 6, and then we have a little 1 right here at the top of the chimney for a total of 7. So we're just going to bring this up 7 units tall. So that's 3, 6, 7. And this is just a rectangle, so we can just fill this in. Okay, so now that we know where our chimney is, what we're going to do is from this point, we can count over 2, and that's going to be the very outside point and back of the part. Okay, so from there, okay, what we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at these units right here to start building the actual house shape. So off of this corner and this corner back here, we're going to go up 4 units. And then it looks like on the print that we are given, these slope up to be a total of 6 units tall. So this right here is also 6 units wide, 2, 4, 6. So that's going to be a nice up 2 over 3 slope to meet in the middle. So if we go up 2 over 3, gonna put us right there. Up 2 over 3, right there. And I know it looks like it's going to be at the very top. I promise it isn't, because remember, this is sticking out further to the right. So We're just going to pretend it connects there. So if you were to draw the actual slopes, they would be right here. But because the chimney is hiding that, we're not going to draw all of that. But if you add that triangle of 2 and 3, it'll help line up with right here on the chimney. Okay? All right. So now we're going to look back on the left-hand side. Okay? If we count the single spaces in the middle here, we can see that it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units tall total. Okay? But if we were to take this line across right here, we would see that these points on either side of the house in the back on the left are going to only be 5 units tall. So what we're going to do, well, let's see here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So right here, they're only going to reach a total of 5 units tall. So on the very left, we're going to go up 5. So 3, 2, 5. And because we've already used one space for this point in the middle, what we're going to do is we're going to go up 4, and that'll line everything up. Okay? So there should be 6 units in between there. So that's going to give us another 3 over 2 slope. So we're going to go up 2 over 3, up 2 over 3. Our point will be right here in the middle. And we'll slant that down to either side. Okay? All right, so from there, we have 6 over here, 2 units over here for a total of 8 units front to back. So getting rid of these arrows right here. We're just going to take the left-hand side and make it 8 units long front to back. Starting with the top, 3, 6, 8. And the very left-hand side, 3, 6, 8. And then we can't really do it on the very right-hand side because we have some stuff going on in the middle, but we can translate this slope down. So over 3, down 2, to kind of establish ourselves there. Okay, so next thing that we are going to do is we're going to build up this portion of the house that we see on the right-hand side. Okay, so this corner is going to come all the way across. We know that this is 4 units tall. From this point right here, we've used 1, so we're going to go up 3. And just kind of connect that over to the right. From there, we know that the slope of the roof is up to over 3. Okay, it's the same as the left-hand side. We're going to draw that in temporarily just to kind of give us a landing point for where the peak of the house is going to be and the back side. So up to over 3, that's technically the peak. So we can connect this temporarily just to see where things are going and bring this directly across to the right. And then we're going to go up over 3 to the back and then down 2 to right there. And bring this over to the right as well and connect for a little bit right there. Okay? So as you can see, we're not quite connected in the middle for where the house connects to the other roof. Okay? So there is going to be a little bit of a difference there. But what we can do is bring this corner over to where the slant is and solidify that. And now we need to get rid of just a little bit in the middle in order to attach this roof to that roof. We're going to keep the peak though, because that is correct. It's just going to continue just a little bit. So, what we're going to do, we're going to establish this triangle again, just a little bit. But we also have to establish this triangle for the roof just to see where things are going to connect. Okay? So it's a little hard to see, but it should make more sense. And if you're watching this from home because you missed class or you're just making up work, I promise this will make sense. But we know that the peak of this roof is 6 units tall, and this guy is 7 units tall. So we need to bring this down 1 unit to about here. Okay? And that is where this roof is going to connect to this roof. So if we bring the peak over, it's going to connect right there. And then where this guy ends, we're going to go straight up to where that is. Okay? See how it's looking like the picture? After that, what we have to do is we have to sort of translate it over to the back side where we're just seeing a tiny portion of that. So what we're going to do, okay, is we need that little guy right there. But we can see that this is supposed to be 3 units, about 3 units. Okay, if it's a little past 3, that's fine. I'm not going to be too fussed about it. But this should be about 3 units long. This guy technically ends right here. Okay, but we have a little bit of a slant due to the pitch of the roof back here. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit of that and then bring that over. You're kind of eyeballing it just a little bit to make sure that it matches with the proportions of the rest of the part. But that is pretty much it for the ISO. All you'll have to do now is kind of clean it up and get rid of all the extra stuff that you drew. And thankfully this part doesn't have any holes or circles to draw, right? So we did get lucky there. Okay, so again, just kind of cleaning this up, getting rid of all the extra stuff, and that should be good right there. So now what we get to do is we get to draw our front view. Okay, so we're going to be looking at it from this direction. So for our front view, we can tell that the entire bottom of the part is flat. Okay, so we're going to start with this is 8 plus 6, 14 unit long line going left to right. Okay, so that's 3, 6, 9, 12, plus 2 is 14. And we're just going to connect that. And I know we have the chimney too, but we're going to get there. Okay, so just going to kind of work our way around. On the left-hand side, we have a line that is 5 units tall before we slope up. So that's 3, 2, right there. And then we're going to split this at 8. So 3, 6, 8. And we're going to add this little step over here. So we're going to go up 1. And then over to the left 2. Okay. And then from there, we're going to go straight up another 4 units. And that's going to get us to the same level as the left-hand side to add that roof. So remember, that's up 2 over 3 right here. And you just slant. So that's the left-hand side. For the right-hand side, we're going to add that 6. We know that this over here is 4 units tall, so right here we're going to add 4 going up. And we're just going to bring that straight over. Okay. We know that the slant of this roof is also up 2 over 3, so we're going to add 2 units of height and bring it straight over to where it connects to the left-hand side. Okay. And then all we have to do is add the chimney off the one side. We know that it's 7 units tall. It's 1 unit wide because we pushed it out 1. So basically a 1x7 rectangle going up on the right-hand side. And look at that. There we go. There are no hidden lines on this because everything is symmetrical, so to speak, outside of this point. But it's all covered by object lines. Okay? All right. So starting with our side view. Just make sure you're directly to the right of your front view. And you're going to start by mapping out every 2 units until you hit 8. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay? What this is going to help us with is marking out this side, the chimney, and this side back here. Okay? So starting with this guy, we have a 1x2 rectangle. So we're just going to add 1 right here. I'm going to skip this guy in the middle here, and I'm going to go straight to the chimney. So I'm going to skip 2 and then draw the chimney to be 7 units tall. Okay. And from there, I'm going to add the 4 on the outsides, but technically this one's in the middle. But right here, we're going to add 4, so that's going to go up another 3. And then over here, we're going to go up 4. Oops, made that too tall. There we go. And we know the pitch of this roof is going to be up 2 over 3. So if we go up 2 over 3, it's going to put us right in the middle here. So the easiest way to do this is to draw this as an object line first. Okay. And then just take your eraser and kind of add in those dashes to know that this is a hidden line up here because it is hidden behind the chimney. Okay. And then after that, make sure you connect your bottom so it's all together. Okay. So after that, we just have the left-hand side to kind of add in. We know that this point is technically 5 units up from the very bottom, so if we add 4 off of here, there we go. And it does translate over to the other side. So technically on the back, you're going to add 1. And then these connect straight in horizontally, like so. Then we just have to add the height of the roof on the left-hand side, which we know to be 2. So add 2 on the front and back. And there we go. And there we have it. That is the side view. And again, this section right here should be hidden. Okay. All right. Moving on to our top view. Top view is pretty easy. We know that the entire part is 8 units wide front to back. So making sure that we're directly above our front view. We're going to go 3, 6, plus 2 is 8. And then we're going to do the same thing on the right-hand side, even though we know this section right here is open and technically doesn't have anything going on, but it will help us map out everything else. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay? All right. So first things first is we're going to start with the roof over here on the left-hand side. We know that the peak is 3 units to the left, and then ends 3 units to the right, and then ends 3 units to the right. However, I'm not going to connect the very right-hand side, only because we have that little peak in the middle, but it does give us a good point of reference for the rest of the part. Okay? So, after we have that, what we're going to do is we're going to add this little square off of this point, which is right here. So we're going to add that little square guy. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring this all the way over minus 1 unit because this is the chimney width right here. So we're going to bring this over a total of 6. And then what we're going to do is we're going to kind of chase this shape around like we did earlier. So we're going to go back 2, out 1, back 2, in 1, and then back 2 for the very back of the part. And technically the entire back of the part is flat, so we can connect this all the way across. Okay? All right, so that's what we have so far. After that, we can basically just cut off the chimney. We know that this is taller than the roof behind it. So just kind of cut that off so you have a little 1x2 rectangle right there. So from there, okay, we have to look at our side view. We see this guy to be about 3 units, and this is about 1 unit. So we're going to bring this in 1, and then this is already 2, add 1. Okay, and then if we find where the peak actually connects from our front view, which seems to be 1.5 away from this point, and we're obviously going to be centered, so 1.5 puts us about there. Okay, that is technically where the roof connects from the left and the right. Okay, and then we just have to add the peak going all the way across, and there you go, that is 21. Okay, if you have any questions, message me on Canvas or ask me when I see you next in class.